let's go into Bashar's formula. Follow your excitement with no insistence on the outcome by Bashar. So first thing is the choices that we are making. Choices are moment-to-moment choices and bigger choices over time choices. And yes, it's a lot of times as much as you can to follow your excitement, but of course you have things that you have to do, which is a job or other things, taking care of people. But then also those impactful things, you can make them more exciting. And that will also raise your vibration more and make you more happy for you to have a happier life. If you have a happier life, you will also get more inspiration to create a better future and get more ideas. Because you, in my eyes, I believe you will be on a different frequency where you get better ideas as well. Following your excitement with no insistence on the outcome. What does that mean? And this, Bashar also explained this. It doesn't have to be crazy excitements. It can be just something more interesting, right, than what you're doing at the moment. And the more from the beginning of the day, you guys are choosing the actions that are your highest excitements, doesn't have to be jumping out of your skin excitement, can be just a bit more interesting, but the more you sink yourself in the direction of your excitement, which means you will be more sensitive to you have more clarity on what excites you. But only if you, again, we talked about here, move on the path. So you will tune up more with those frequencies, which you get more of a feel of those frequencies, of those excitements. You will get a better awareness what you like, but you have to jump into life. You have to jump into the pool to swim and learn how to swim. Great questions to ask yourself for this journey are, what are you interested in? Just know your brain. The brain doesn't have to give you necessarily an answer right now, but it's an answering machine. So over time, asking yourself these questions will give you better answers, because most of the time, many people ask themselves negative questions. Why am I not there? Why are other people better? And then the brain's just going to answer those questions. So instead, you ask, what are you interested in? What brings you joy? And this is not only the overall joy, this is also how you do things. So there's the activities, and this is what I explain to my clients a lot in coaching. There are the activities that give you more joy, that load up your phone, so to say, right? The battery of your phone, of your body, that make you happy. But there's also how you're doing things. Anything that you're doing, you can make more joyful. Bashar talks about this, for example, if you get out of your bed and you go to work, maybe the first thing that gives you a little bit more joy, just a little bit, it just has, because it accumulates over time, is putting on your favorite slippers or putting on your Christmas music. So this was a very personal example. Over the Christmas time, even now, I'm listening to a lot of Christmas music. I put my boom speakers up here every morning and I just turn my Christmas music on. I make my protein shake and I go to the gym, right? And I really enjoy that. And I meditate. Sometimes I meditate later. I'm taking that also now I'm more flexible with that as well nowadays, where I used to just be like, no, I have to meditate before I go out. And I wouldn't necessarily recommend that to everyone, because I practiced for over 10 years now and meditation since I'm a child. So I'm very intuitive and I moved forward with creating on social media, with actually action. I changed my brain. I used to do an hour and a half, sometimes meditation a day, right? I've been meditating since I'm very young, for probably 15 years now. So a lot of the rules, and I know it might sound strange to you, but a lot of the rules that go for me doesn't mean it goes for someone else because they have different skill sets. So for some people, a structure is really good, where in the beginning of the day, every day you meditate, right? Which I've been doing for a year now before that, and now I just sometimes shift it around. But many times I still do the meditation first thing in the day. And I do the journaling, where I write down what I'm thankful for to get my day rolling in the beginning. But I feel it out nowadays more on also what excites me. So if I'm already in a good mood, I just go, right? But have to be very aware. It's different people. You feel it out. Always, you make your own decisions. You are your own authority. This is also what I teach my clients, because a lot of people get taught to put other people on the pedestal and not making themselves their own authority. But then they teach their brain all the time that you're not good enough. Think of it, Mark Freeman talks about this. You have a coworker that you never trust. You always look your coworker over the shoulder. Oh, are they doing it right? I don't know if you're doing this right. That's what you're doing to yourself. You're always looking yourself, oh, you might not doing this right. These people are doing it better. You have to just follow exactly what they're doing. That's not how you build self-trust. All right? You build self-trust also by exploring, by going with the uncertainty. And Bashar also says, in uncertainty, you always only find more of yourself. And this is true. Traveling, you might find out that, or trying new passions, especially social media, which I talked about in a recent video. When you create social media videos and you keep making hundreds and hundreds of videos over years, you will find out more about yourself. You're showing your brain that you're moving forward, and your brain will support you in what you're doing, right? If you're avoiding moving forward, your brain will support you in that by giving you more doubts. I don't know why I wrote this. You don't have to see results. Oh yeah. So don't look at the results. Look at the practice. Look at the moving forward. This will make more sense later on in a bit because I have some other slides here. And it doesn't have to actually make sense always. Your excitement, your interest when you move forward, because your brain is sometimes like, oh, how is this going to make me money? Or how is this going to give me gifts? All right? It doesn't have to logically make sense. And this is what Bashar talks about too. Sometimes you think you have to have a straight line to your goal, right? Here's your goal, but there's a lot of resistance on the straight line a lot of times. So if you follow your excitement, your thing might look like this, and it might go in directions where you're like, oh, what, that has nothing to do with my goal here, but it actually gets you faster here because it's sped up, I don't know, accelerated by the excitement, all right? Now, let's go to the next slide. Add a structure, and this is where I want to give you guys for this video a practical support.